head there after we're done here. He's one of my elders in my church.
Are y'all ready to get started? It's 9:30. Who's up? Gary? Okay. Are we on, Gary? Okay.
American flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Lord, help us remember that we are the stewards of the county. Help us protect our first responders, our military, and our employees, and guide us to make the best decisions that we can for the county. In your name, amen.
I'll just add one more thing. Just make sure we all stay in prayer for the sheriff and Mindy's son who's undergoing surgery this morning. So
What time is that going to happen?
8 o'clock. So I think I heard it was maybe about a 5-hour surgery. So
Wow.
need to keep them in our prayers. Okay, anybody have any questions on the bills?
No.
Do you have a motion? Okay.
I seconded.
Motion and second to pay the bills. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Kathy, do you have payroll?
Well, I just have.
Okay.
The payroll changes for this time was we had Charity Hope. Her last day in the jail is going to be April the 18th. And Michael Fitzgerald, his last day in the jail, he retired. His was April the 8th.
Okay.
And they've already hired for those positions.
Okay. Good.
Okay, Jen? And then I sent out the comp.
Mhm.
Did y'all all get the comp?
Yes.
Do y'all want a copy of the comp or no? No,
Good.
no, no. Okay.
I have.
You
No, I
looking?
got it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just
Okay,
want to
sure.
make sure.
So-
Okay. So, okay.
No, go ahead.
Well,
Go for it.
okay. Our total on the comp, the dollar amount that we're liable for is $40,727.64, and this is at the end of March. So, what was your question?
So on comp days, these are for not salary, but hourly employees
Mhm.
that exceed overtime. Instead of giving them overtime, we give them
Comp time. Yes.
Is there any, I tried to look through the handbook. Is there any limits on how much comp time they can acquire?
40 per pay period.
40 per pay period. And then is there a limit on when they can use it, or it has
Well-
to be used up within the year? Or
Well, it's supposed to be used. They're not supposed to go into over 40 in the next pay period.
okay, but
Okay, but
they
no, we
are.
don't have. Yeah, we do have that happening.
Okay,
And we don't have a limit as far as how much per end of the year.
so
Now,
this
the
is
hour and wage law does.
yeah.
At 240 on a regular employee, you have to start paying out, paying the money out, and then 480 for law enforcement.
Okay,
Okay,
it just seems pretty high because that's
it is.
this comp will be additional to our salaries.
Each
Yes.
department's supposed to try to get that down as much as possible.
Oh,
But they're taking time off though instead of getting paid for that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Or
And-
trying to.
Yeah. And and as a elected official or whoever that's over that person, they can tell those people, take your comp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if they have a slow day or something, they need to say, you're going on comp today,
Okay.
you know,
Do you
to
think
get,
you should just keep it down 40 or under?
yes.
Is the best
We
you can?
want it at 0 is
Yeah.
what we want.
Right.
Because at the end of September, the outside auditor gets this report and he looks at it and says, okay, so you've got this much liability. And let's say every one of these employees quit today, you'd be paying out.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
$40,000.
at. So
Yeah.
this would be 40,000 in addition to our budget,
Yes.
budgeted amount,
Yes.
which is horrible.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
So is there, half of it's in the sheriff's department,
Mhm.
basically. Is there a plan to try to get, 2 of them almost got 200 hours? Is there a plan to
Well,
try
we
to
just
get?
changed the schedule to try and address that, to try and eliminate some of the overtime, to make more time available so they can start taking time off. schedule just went into effect last Sunday.
Good.
This may not pertain to that, but do we ever get anything on a report on the indigent care?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Indigent care, like at the hospitals and,
On those
I don't
bills
get
we
it.
had,
yeah.
Craig's
I
still
don't-
working.
I ain't got
Craig's
nothing to do
still
with that.
working on it.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's
Who?
amazing.
Craig,
Oh,
Jones.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
He's working on it.
okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything to do with that.
Okay,
You talking to
you're
the-
off the hook then.
You're talking to the wrong person.
Okay, thank you anyway.
Okay, so hopefully that comp will go down since because, you can see the majority of it is at the sheriff's office. Hopefully they rework their schedule. We can get that taken care of. Y'all have any questions on that? Okay. Do we have any article or item 5? Do we have any additions or corrections to our
No
previous?
corrections, that was the April 12th meeting.
Okay. Any item 6? Any public comments? Nope. Item 7, consider, discuss, approve any and all items necessary or pertaining to the county jail. Captain Sepulveda, you have anything?
Just my count, there's 54 inmates today, 47 are males and 7 are females.
Also on the county jail, we did get up on the roof. There is no roofing problems. What was leaking up there was the vents. There's some metal vents that snow blowed in, rain blows in, so trying to figure out a way to stop them from leaking. But as far as the roof was good.
Okay.
There was no issues with the roof.
That's
today.
good. Thank you. And no other issues at the jail, hopefully? Okay. Are any of y'all full staff now?
We have one that starts on the 28th, and I don't have a start date for the other one.
Okay, great. All right, item 8, consider, discuss, approve any and all items necessary or pertaining to the county courthouse. We have walkthrough today? that today?
Walkthrough's supposed to be today. It's not all finished, but we'll just make a list of what's
Right,
not finished.
we'll make note of that, yes.
And then also we got the sewer line finished, or it's working, it's in. Had some issues with it, but it's there. And the only thing we lack is a little bit of paving to touch up and a little bit of concrete where it busted out to tie in. But other than that, it's done.
When are they gonna do this road out here?
Yes, they poured the slurry in there to put it back, and then as soon as it cures a little bit, put the paving over.
Okay,
Probably be done sometime this week.
okay.
Let's see. Oh, we had to dig this out here on the east side of the courthouse because running to the old septic tank
Mhm.
from 1928. Nobody knew it was there, so it was boring up through there and run into a concrete wall, so had to dig it out and figure out what it was. Well, it's the old original septic tank from when the courthouse was built. So we had to reroute around that.
Of course
That's the
we
reason that got tore up. But since we had to tear that up, I'd like to look into, Eddie would really like to get some sod put down and try to get the grass back growing. And to do that spot and the spot where the generators are,
Right.
about $1,500 to put the sod down.
Okay,
So if everybody's okay with that, we'll let this settle a little bit, and let the ditch settle a bit. I'd like to go ahead and put the sod down to get grass back to grow.
yeah, sounds good.
If everybody's okay with that. I think that's all I got on the courthouse.
All right, great. Thank you. Thanks for your work on that too. I know y'all had some late nights.
We had several issues.
Right. Well, that's what happens at the courthouse.
That's kind of think this has been normal now.
Yes. Okay, item 9, consider and or approve the purchase of 3 express vote machines.
So these are, we got new express votes, and this last election, when we had the big election, the presidential, I actually borrowed 2 express votes from Sanford Bridge ISD. They have the same machine as we do. I really could have used 3, but I was lucky enough to borrow 2, and I have money budgeted, so I would like to buy those and have on hand and not have to borrow, because their election might run in with ours and we wouldn't have them to borrow. So that would be what I would like to have and not have that issue again.
How much are those each?
The whole thing, I think I sent that to y'all.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
did. You
couldn't
sent an
remember.
email.
For 3 of them, it's 9,975.
And you said you have that in your budget. Okay.
I move to authorize the purchase of the 3 express voting machines for, would I say Jan or the clerk?
County clerk.
County clerk's office.
No, I'll second it.
Okay,
Oh.
motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, item 10 is to consider and or approve the purchase of rifles for the sheriff's department. Marcel, are you gonna present? You can come on up here. I think I have it. Is that correct?
Yes, I have a broken down quote from the.
Okay.
The
You want me to
supplier.
pass it around?
Yeah, that's fine. I actually have numerous ones.
Okay.
I can pass them around.
Thank you.
Do you have any extras?
Dude, I think I printed up 8, so there's 2 right there, I think.
I gave one to Mark, you know, the money guy.
Okay.
I gave one to him. Yeah. Okay.
So the rifles differ a little bit from the ones that we have currently. Your main difference is we have older style rifles that have carry handles, which don't allow optics on them. Basically, that reduces accuracy, reduces speed, which is, you know, something that's very important. Being able to place rounds on target quickly. We want to, of course, reduce liability in that aspect as well. So we're going to be able to accurately place rounds on target quickly. Like I said, the rifles that we have aren't currently set up to adopt optics, and that's the main difference. This exact quote comes with there's a few different things. If you look at the actual rifles themselves, the 13 quantity rifles, underneath that there's a few different things that allow for speed as well to make things work and a lot more fluidly, a lot more function a lot better on the rifles. And then underneath that, where it says 12 and then 1, those are going over the optics.
So why are we doing 12 and only 1?
So 12 of them are going to be red dot systems that are just, well, the other one is also a red dot system, which is set up a little bit differently. The 12 that are listed as solar sparks, it's preference in shooting style, really, is what it is. They're smaller. We're not going to get hung up on a lot of things, a lot of clothing. There's not going to be a lot of drag. The other one is going to be on the sheriff's rifle, which is actually a little cheaper than the solar sparks. But he's, you know, not going to be pulling his rifle out nearly as much as the rest of us.
Right.
So
what happens with all the rifles you've got?
sorry, I have an alarm that's going off.
Is that important?
No, it's not. It got my attention. So I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So what happens to the rifles we've currently got?
So right now, it was sort of in limbo. We were going to speak to you guys. What we were looking for was you guys' blessing, personal rifles.
Right.
And then second, we were also looking for, there's a few different ways we can approach it. There's gunfighter supply themselves may be interested in purchasing the rifles. We hadn't approached that with them just yet.
Like as a rebate almost?
To an extent. I mean, it would be just sort of a purchase. There's acquisition companies that will take control of different property because anything they can sell, really.
How many are there?
How many old ones do we have?
I couldn't give you an honest answer on that. It's going to be about the same number, 12, 13, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Okay.
I couldn't give you an exact answer though. So, but it's going to be somewhere in that neighborhood. We do have, I don't have the inventory with me, obviously, so I can't give you an exact answer. But.
Do we know what the going price is for?
So rifles are up now because of just current conditions. Rifle and ammo are up, so it's sort of, it varies. The platform that they're a little bit older platform. It's, you know, the carry handle isn't very popular because it doesn't allow for optics.
So you're not gonna get as much out of them as,
No, not
Okay.
as much as some of the rifles, as at least the ones that we're purchasing, for sure. So.
Have you tried to see any value of what they are right now?
I haven't at this time. No, we did prior to. There was a different company that we were talking to, and this is pre this administration. I also worked for Efren Munoz. So during that period, we had looked at different, possibly selling the rifles to a different company. And they had quoted us at saying they were going to give us 400 for each rifle. We had tossed around the idea of bringing it to Commissioner's Court and seeing if there was a possibility that, I know I worked for Border Police Department and I had purchased, this is actually what I'm carrying today, a Border Police Department pistol. We were tossing around maybe bringing it to Commissioner's Court and seeing if there was something that could be done to where we could sell it to, and using a federal firearms license that doesn't obviously belong to the county to sell the rifles to.
back to anyone that wants to buy them.
So,
Sell them to who?
to law enforcement personnel would be,
The current in Hudson County?
yes, sir.
I think they had to be retiring
Yeah,
before
they-
we can do that.
They have to turn their police officer license in for the county.
Okay.
City's different than the county.
All right. So as far as the transfer of license, I know there was some question. I don't know exactly what happened because I wasn't here for it. But during the time that Kurt Coker was here, I know there was some talk about selling them back, and it was brought to Commissioner's Court. I don't know exactly what was said. There was maybe some confusion at the time on whether or not we would be directly selling, we the county, be directly selling the rifles to the personnel. But it would, I mean, it has to be used, you have to use a federal firearms license to transfer the firearms. So it would be something.
But the county can't do that,
We'd have to put it up for bid.
yeah. Okay,
What was your, I don't have the budget before me. What is the current budget for, is this in y'all's budget range or are we going?
Yes, it
to
was
go over?
put into the equipment budget. So this would be taken directly out of the just lump sum equipment budget. There wasn't a specific rifle budget that was
Right.
set for it. So this was actually looking at being taken out of the equipment budget itself.
and what else comes out of that?
Just standardized equipment.
Are you equipping the cars out of that, or they came fully equipped?
So the
New
ones that
cars?
we currently purchase,
Mhm.
to my knowledge, are fully equipped.
Okay.
So
I talked to the sheriff about it and we discussed the rifles and everything. He said that that's where he'd like to take this from that equipment budget, you know, this money. They have it in there.
And,
So,
and there's plenty of money in the budget.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe there was somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 plus.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Well, the balance after this would be 15,000 in the equipment line item.
Okay, so 15,000 to get you through the end of September.
and maybe if y'all would find out what you could get from, you know, a bigger outfit, you know, trade them in or
Yes.
sell them, let us know. And
Yeah,
then we
'cause
can
I
go
think-
from there.
I mean, Mark, you might tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, if we sell these to another company, we'd have to put it out to bid, but I think if we traded it in
Directly
towards
to
these, I think we don't have to bid it out.
Oh,
If
okay.
if that's traded value.
Okay.
Well, I've been the one that's directly in contact with Gunfire Supply, the owner Robert. So we've been back and forth, so I can get with him and see if there's something that he would be willing to offer that is, you know, fairly reasonable. Obviously, we don't want to, you know, take a huge loss on the rifles, but at this point, they are dated. I mean, we've had them. I've been here since Guy Rao was here. I got here in 2011, so the rifles have been here for a while. There's a lot of rounds that get put through them. Maintenance and upkeep on them, you know, we can get them, you know, keep them firing. But as far as putting optics on them, we would have to do some changes to the rifles that wouldn't necessarily be worth the time. So.
Okay.
So would it be okay to table this so you could get all that information for the next Commissioner's Court?
So I'm not in charge of at the end. So I've been sort of spearheading all of the rifle purchase. But as and the decision, of course, is going to be up to the sheriff. So I couldn't. I know that you wanted to move forward with the purchase, but if that's what something that you guys would like us to do, I don't see that we have an issue with doing it. I mean, we have the rifles. We still have rifles at this point, so it's not a safety concern at this point. It's more about reducing liability in the future. Is what we were trying to get the person to go.
My suggestion would be to, since they have the money in the budget, to go ahead and approve this if y'all are agreeable, and then let them figure out what we're gonna do with those old rifles as far as either a rebate or put them out for bid or whatever, because that's just kind of, that would be helpful to have that, but they already have the money to take care of that.
Well, the one thing that I'm thinking about, if they can put a little bit of pressure on the seller of the rifles to buy these back at the same time.
Possibly.
That's the only thing I was thinking about, you know. Maybe they'd be more interested in taking these rifles at a decent price by selling us the new ones.
Possibly.
See what I'm getting at?
What is, that might be a correct question. I mean, because like you said, I mean, I do have several firearms, I mean, on like Gun Broker and things like that. I mean, the prices are astronomical. So
Yeah, they're crazy.
If we decide to go out for bid, do you know the requirements for firearms from a county to like list it on Gun Broker? And are we allowed to do that, or does it have to?
I don't have a clue on that. We'd have to check with,
Do you know?
I guess
Jeff?
somebody that has firearm.
I know you can put them on a public auction site, like a Purple Wave or stuff like that, but it has to be through an FFL, so
Yeah, right.
it has to be through a gun broker or something.
The only governing factor I think would be having somebody using an FFL dealer. So it would. We couldn't directly transfer the rifles ourselves.
Right.
I mean, like you said, the money's there. I mean, you don't see, I mean, I know that's where the uniforms and the patches and all that stuff have come out. You don't have a significant purchase of something new that you're going to do after this, because
At this point, I'm unaware of one. We do definitely
The
have
sheriff,
more.
when I spoke to him, he said no, that
would
that
be-
all the equipment for the vehicles would normally come out of there, but they're coming fully equipped. And so he feels confident that by even taking this amount out, he'll still have enough money to get through the rest of the budget year.
I know as far as uniforms too, we just got done with the purchase. So every once in a while we have to purchase another shirt or another pair of pants just to do the terrorism moments. But at this point, it doesn't appear that we'll have a huge expenditure in uniforms either.
I'm okay doing it. I'm just gonna say this is actually general to everybody. I would love to have these things before Commissioner's Court, honestly.
Right. And normally I would have sent that to you, but
Well,
you know, it's gone
they
all
could,
week.
whoever sends it to me, I would like to, I hate coming in Commissioner's Court and then having to brainstorm what's the best way of saving money. That's Dwight's preference.
A little more
Again.
communication.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with this. My brain's going, okay, what's the rules? And I usually have all that done before I show up.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I don't
and
look
I
weird.
completely understand. I would have actually gotten you guys this last week. I was out of town last week and I had no idea that I was going to be here today.
Well, I was
I
saying
got
that
home
generally.
I mean, it's
Well,
just
that's
kind of a
right.
series of events. Yeah.
So-
Normally I'll try to get
Okay.
you all that information before.
So I was just talking for everything.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right.
Well, I guess I should have called y'all because I did talk to the sheriff. I was down
Gary.
there, well, doing maintenance on the
I talked to the
annex.
sheriff too, but still, I think we need a little more communication with a lot
Yeah,
of things.
well,
Yeah.
maybe so.
It's
Y'all
all
have
right.
any questions?
No.
Any more questions for Marcel?
Make a motion, we approve the bid as presented.
I second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right. Thanks, Marcel.
Thank you.
And you can let us know on that exchange thing or rebate or what we're going to do with the.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, item 11 is to consider and or approve tower space lease agreement with the city of Borders. So we got a new tower space lease agreement, and again, I sent it to Chris because Chris had actually sat down and spoke to Garrett and Eddie and kind of worked through some details that we were a little, that we had wavered on last time. Took the the seal coating agreement completely out. So this is a standalone agreement. The only thing it references is our dispatch agreement. But that's a separate agreement. It just referenced that agreement. So, Chris, do you want to speak to this, or Eddie?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a standalone agreement. Basically, city would still be willing to construct the tower, as to not hold up the radio system project. County would be responsible for paying for one half of that tower, either upon completion of the construction or October 31st, 2021, which would allow y'all time to budget for that amount, whichever is latter. Obviously, we believe the construction will be complete before October 31st, but if it's not, then it would become due and payable upon completion. Upon those two things happening, the ownership of the tower itself will transfer from city to county. So it will be y'all's tower, which it should be, because if the dispatch agreement ever terminates, then that repeater that's going to be on there would also transfer to the county. So the 50% interest, it's a 25-year agreement. That's the only thing that might be kind of a hard sell. But obviously, we're going to have a half interest invested in the tower. For that, we just want space to be able to put our SCADA system on there at no charge for the next 25 years. Basically, is what that's about $3,300 a year. You do the math,
right?
So that's about what a tower spot would lease for over that period of time. So, like I say, any other questions on that? Essentially, it's a standalone agreement, lease agreement.
Right.
So,
doesn't reference anything else other than the dispatch agreement.
it does reference it, but the
But that's
agreement
it.
has really nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
agreement.
So my sticking point in the last meeting was the ownership of the towers, that it was going to be owned by the city and we were going to maintain the land and all of that. So we met and came up with that agreement that we would pay half and they would transfer ownership of the tower as long as we gave that, like you said, position for the SCADA, which I think is more than reasonable.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then we decided to take how we find that 83 and change, or
82.5, I think.
Yeah.
Is we can do it through the Rescue Plan Act. We can budget for it next year if we need to.
I think we can do it through that Rescue Plan Act. I watched that
We
webinar
got
and then
any
they
of that yet?
discussed it down
No.
there,
They said
They
End of
more
May.
I's to dot and T's to cross.
but they were talking about infrastructure and that would,
they're not starting in that until the end of May.
No, that's the American Rescue.
Oh,
We're
that's
talking
one
about
that's
that CARES
already
money that's supposed to be here.
Oh, the second
Yeah,
half.
we haven't got
I
it yet.
I got
And it's pretty much a reimbursement. So we can use that money at our
you.
discretion.
100,000.
yeah,
Yes.
don't forget about the airport runway.
Right.
That's important.
Yes. But
Yeah.
maybe we can, I
Well,
don't
that
know,
would
that
be the
American Rescue Plan,
We need to
money
focus.
is that, they talked to us at conference about that a lot, and it's going to have more strings than we initially thought, but
On the first round.
But we still don't
Maybe
know.
the second round, maybe not.
right, we still don't know.
That runway, we
Yeah.
need to try to get text out as much because that's
Yes.
what we did from the first time.
Yes, is get some additional tech stop money.
Text, I'll try to fund that.
So,
Yeah, they're having a meeting Wednesday at 10 o'clock with the engineers and TxDOT.
good,
I'm gonna be there. so,
good, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
But meeting with them, that addressed all my concerns and we were happy at the end of the meeting.
So the contract, can I see it real quick?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I
And,
think we all need to kind of look over these.
well,
but
And I would have sent that to y'all, but there were a few changes. Once I sent it to Craig reviewed it, had a few changes that needed to be made. And honestly, I didn't get those made until this morning because
it'd be
I was
hard
busy
to-
all
hard to
weekend.
approve something without looking at it.
So y'all, look over that
Or
and
not being involved in it at all.
see what you think. And if you have any questions, thank
I just
you.
looked over the changes. They look fine.
Right. And mainly they were just minor little typo changes. Everything else Craig was okay with. Is Craig on? No.
he have court or anything on Monday mornings? Or any?
I don't know what his schedule is on Mondays. He's usually on the Zoom, but I don't know if they have something going on. Our court's not till Wednesday.
I keep meaning to ask him to be here.
So have you seen the contract, Chris?
Craig has, or I mean, Chris has, yes.
Are you the only one involved in redoing this?
Chris went and talked to Garrett and Eddie after our meeting the last time to see if we couldn't work out something more agreeable. And so this was the contract that came out of that visit. And so once I got the contract, I sent it straight to Chris. Chris looked over it and said it looked like what they had discussed in their meeting. And so then I sent it to Craig. And then Craig had a few changes that I didn't get made until this morning. So that's why I didn't send it on out to y'all. Normally, had I been here and not had my grandkids all weekend, I would have got that done. Oh, Craig said he is watching, but he's got a 10 o'clock Zoom hearing that's fixing to start. So he's not really able to jump on.
Nothing popped out when I skimmed it just now.
Yeah,
but
it like we said, it is a standalone agreement. It doesn't reference the seal coating or anything else. It's just merely a tower agreement.
didn't say Dwight has to climb up there and fix anything. That's what I was looking for.
No, I think it said Jerry has to. Jerry has to.
As long as I don't have to
Jerry's
climb
like,
it.
that,
Yeah.
Jerry, that's his other duties as a
Are
son.
we using just a 50 watt bulb?
Dwight's got to change light bulbs.
Oh my goodness.
I'm out.
Yeah. help me. Can you imagine?
Wouldn't be for me.
Extra clothing.
It's
for
a
me.
pin, and you spin the head, and the hair goes. Yeah, the kids love it. They've been playing with it all weekend. Is that from one of our vendors?
DPN.
Oh,
That
yeah,
reservation.
yeah. I can remember which vendor it was.
I
that
love
had
going
that.
to conferences and
Picking up all the
volunteering
goodies.
Jan, for them to contact Jan or Kathy.
Yeah, we need to
I was like,
take
you
their
need to talk
cards
to
and throw their
Jan and
cards
Kathy.
in.
I just throw other people's names out there. Ben, you'll be getting some contacts.
That's good.
Our council calls it trick or treating.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's great. You get a bag and everything.
Yeah.
Did anybody win a door prize? But Chris? Did you?
I want a door
Gary?
prize. You want a-
Gary won
No.
a tractor,
I want a little
Oh.
a whole tractor.
backhoe.
Uh-huh.
I mean, not a backhoe, but a front end
Oh,
loader.
cool.
Yeah, a little model.
Uh-huh.
But didn't come with remote control or
Oh,
anything.
dang it.
So
And you
can't
won
do
a
any
door
work
prize,
with it.
Chris? Oh, there you go.
Pam, my wife, won a gift basket.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And the spouse thing. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. No, I just wanted the $500.
Me too.
You know, they didn't even consider me.
No. We should have taken Donnie Allred's tickets and thrown them out. He won 3 times in one day.
Yeah, that's right. He did win a lot,
Yeah.
didn't he? Oh my gosh. Well, as far as this agreement, I trust Chris and I trust Eddie. I think I'm okay with it.
Well, nothing.
I move to enter into the agreement as proposed.
The
for
tower
the
space
tower
lease.
space lease
Okay.
with the city of Border.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All right. We have a motion and second to approve the tower space lease agreement with the city of Borger. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right. Thank you, Eddie. I'll get
take it
this.
to our council on next Tuesday.
Okay.
I don't see any issue with it.
All right. I'll get this back to
Yeah,
you.
if you email me a copy of
I
the
will.
form,
Yeah.
And then just send a couple of signed ones over and then we'll return them.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Eddie.
See y'all.
Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
I'll give that to you afterwards. Okay, where are we at? All right, item 12 is to update on the COVID-19. I would like to take this off of our agenda, if possible.
Yeah, it's kind of old,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
isn't it? I brought my mask just in case things changed.
Well, they get really good on number wise, and then they don't look quite as good, and then they get really good, and it's just because they're cleaning up old cases,
Yeah, there's
basically.
been a lot of cleanup with the
This
state
TV's not on?
reported
Oh.
cases. It isn't on?
Mm-mm. Yeah,
I turned
probably.
it on, it looks like something's on the screen, but it's not that.
Yeah, that's okay. So Hudson County cases currently at 1,524 confirmed, 479 probable, total 2,003 cases. Hudson County. We're currently at active cases of 3.
We were at 0 for a day.
Yeah, we actually hit 0 a couple of times, but then
Then it was like
yeah,
89.
the state came in and did some cleanup. They threw us back in the 80s, and now we're down to 3.
So we don't anticipate another
No.
record.
Right now, they've done a lot of work on their website, stuff like that. It looks like we're treating at least active right now as far as recovered at 1,922. Fatalities are 71. So that's
At
the
least
same-
that hadn't gone
yeah,
up.
that's the same
So
as
thank
last
goodness.
meeting. This is statewide data as far as confirmed cases. 1,128. That's as of yesterday. It's new daily cases. 20 reported fatalities yesterday. We actually saw and it's as far as fatalities, we were in the single digits last week for 4 days straight. So that is actually good news, even though it's for fatalities, single digits of fatalities in the entire state.
Can I ask, and I don't know if it still has anything to do with COVID, many of my connections haven't been able to go to Amarillo to the ICU. Is that because of COVID still, or is there something else happening?
Well, so Amarillo has started taking transfers, and they're taking a lot of transfers. Like just within a 2-day time frame, Golden Plains transferred 5 people to Amarillo. So everybody, and especially in our trauma service areas, is constantly transferring patients to Amarillo for longer term care.
Oh, not because of COVID, it's just
Right.
everything.
It's because of everything.
Oh,
And it's not just.
I was just curious because they couldn't find ICU rooms.
Well, and the hardest part about that is also is trying to keep COVID patients and non-COVID patients still separated. They still have basically 2 ICUs set up for isolated COVID and non-COVID patients. So it kind of takes your capacity down on your non-COVID side because you're having to have so much room here for COVID. So it's kind of a mix and match of both.
Well, I know I'm asking you questions to answer hospital things, but I appreciate it.
Well, it's like I said, out of this entire year and a half, I've had to deal so much with hospitals and numbers, and I've had to learn so much about COVID.
Stuff we don't want to know. Yeah.
This is statewide hospital data. So in the state, 2,684 patients in Texas hospitals with COVID. ICU beds, that's entire statewide, 962 ICU beds. So this is specific to our trauma service area. Available hospital beds, 273, ICU beds, 7. Ventilators, 149, and COVID patients in hospitals, 24. Currently, the state positivity rate is 4.792%. So, out of that, people that are getting tested, 4.792 people or percent of people are positive. That's a specific BSA Northwest Texas. Last meeting, you can see the numbers there, and today. Then you'll see on that far left hand that 6.78%. That's, he said, you'll see that number go up a little bit just because of transfers coming in to BSA Northwest. So this is our
hospitalization rate for the entire trauma service area. Last meeting was 2.1. This one is 2.68. So we're still trending up a little bit in this. Definitely want it. This is that specific to that. Once it still hits that 15%, they start to look at ways to provide more resources for that trauma service area. We're still well under that, but 2.68% is pretty good for us. At Golden Plains, no COVID patients currently in the hospital. It's been that way for 5 days at least.
Good.
Our vaccine status, currently we've given out 5,189 first doses, 4,050 second doses. You can see that's roughly 687 since last meeting and 549 since last meeting. Total 9,239 doses administered. Carrying on with this. 29.59% of the county population over 16 has received the first dose. 56.33% of the county population over 65 has received the first dose.
It's good.
Yeah, getting them up there. We still get about anywhere between 50 and 100 people coming into our providers every day. So I know like Border Pharmacy, they're running about 15 to 25 people a day that are still coming in and getting vaccinated. So vaccine availability, Pfizer, Border Pharmacy, CVS, Border Pharmacy, United, and Walmart. And that's it.
Thank you. Item 13, I'm not aware of any action that we need to take related to COVID. Are you, Jerry, at this point? So we'll skip that one. Item 14, consider and or approve burn ban or rescind the burn ban.
Currently, our drought index is a 336. We had a little bit of rain, so it kind of took it down just a little bit, but we're starting to definitely climb with the wind and heat that we're getting now. So I can see that number increasing rapidly here in the next couple of days. And this is our forecast for today. We had 2 wildfires yesterday that were, one of them was, we ended up calling outside the county resources, Texas Forest Service, Kellytown. They came over to assist us. And that one, we were out there quite a while last night getting that one taken care of. But as far as the drought index, we're still on the lower end. I would say no action on the burn ban, but it's definitely, if we don't have some changes, it's definitely going to be presented sometime in the near future.
Okay, thank you. So no action on that. Okay, item 15 is consider and or approve disposal of obsolete office equipment. I have one request from Carrie for a printer scanner that she needs disposed of.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion?
I don't know what I was doing.
All in favor?
He got it.
Okay.
I'm the crowd control.
Item 16,
Second
accept
motion.
certificates of completion from elected or appointed officials.
I have a list from Craig Jones,
Oh.
the attorney.
Okay.
He has one from the Texas District and County Association's newly elected prosecutor boot camp, one from the same conference, a criminal and civil law conference, one from State Bar Continuing Legal Education Fundamentals of Prosecution, one from TAC for Cybersecurity Awareness Training, one from CGIS Security Awareness Training, one also from the Texas District and County's Mandatory Brady Training, one from the Public Information Act Training, and one from Judicial Trauma Institute for Family Violence Training.
Craig's been busy.
My only question is, what was his time on the obstacle course at the boot camp?
Maybe he'll answer.
Yeah, he'll have to answer me that.
Anything else? Okay, great. All right, item 17, consider and approve requests for use of club rooms at the Border Library or Fritch.
I have the 22nd is a event at the library in
Fritch.
Fritch. Yes.
Okay. All right, item 18, consider and or approve line item changes, transfers, and or budget amendments.
Don't have anything.
Okay, great. Item 19, consider and or approve advertising, opening, accepting or awarding bids.
Dwight, you have anything?
Yes, so I have 4 roofers who are interested in bidding on the library. And Mark and I have talked last week, and I'm drawing up the bid packet that we're going to send to these 4 roofers that are interested.
We already made the motion to
Yes,
go out for bids. Okay.
Because of the amount, it won't be publicized. It'll just be to who you want to send it
Right.
to.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the amount's not going to be big.
Yeah, it's not very big amount.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dwight. Anything else?
Do I have to list those 4 that I'm sending it out to?
Keep track of it, yes.
I mean, publicly, do I have to say it?
Well, do you know all of them now?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that.
So I have Kelly Roofing, Mesa, and DK that was at the conferences,
Mhm.
and then Paul, not Blart, Paul Blake Roofing, not the mall cop. The, my brain said
All bar.
Blart on that. That's weird. Anyway, but those are the 4 that have reached out to me actually.
Okay.
So
And then Ben had something on the sewer
Yep, we already went over that though.
here in court.
Well, we got bids on the sewer line. Went out to 5 people, but only 2 wanted to bid it because they had capabilities to bid it. That was Scottco and then Larry Baker and Pampa, which got the low bid.
Right. He did the work for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Larry Baker
Good.
did.
And normally we would publicize those bids. They didn't get over 50.
Right.
But probably with everything else that's going to be involved. But since it was kind of an emergency situation, I don't think we're required to publicize it if the court will recognize it was an emergency.
Right. Yes, it was. We all want water at the courthouse.
Yeah. I was pretty picky about that.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, thanks, Dwight, for that. All right, item 20, consider and or approve donations to Hutchinson County. Anybody got any donations? Anybody out there got any donations? Andy?
Have you got the picture hung yet?
Yes, we do have the
Yeah,
picture
by the
hung.
stairway.
It's right over here by the stairway.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
because
didn't
we
see it.
figured most of our traffic goes toward the tag office. So, yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
looks great.
Yeah.
Eddie
Good.
helped us hang it. Under the direct supervision of me and Jan and Siobhan.
Took all of it.
Yeah. No, up to the right. Oh, that left. Okay. Yeah.
Down a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Item 21, accept reports from elected or appointed officials required by statute.
I have March 20 from the library, and then the Hutchinson County Welfare Board submitted their financial report for March, and then I also have Dwayne's written report.
I'll pass.
Thank you.
Sorry, I gave mine to
Oh,
Gary.
Oh,
we got to get our passing routine down.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Usually it's Gary that has to pass, so. Okay, this is for March 2021. On the second page, oh, wait a minute, I got these out of order, sorry. Okay, on the second page, the ending balance in our text pool accounts was 15,705,609.66. And our third page is our bank balance, and it's 22,964.36. And Carrie's just about through with all her tax money. I think she's given me 86,000 today to go in. So, and the tax pool rate is 0.0132
That's
something.
crazy.
Not sure how far out that all goes, but yeah. Yeah. So
Thank you,
okay,
Kathy.
All righty, thank y'all.
All right, item 22 is discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations. Anybody have anything?
After our last meeting, we had water one morning in the museum floor that came from an irrigation line broke. City Hall got water in it there in their records department. Library didn't have anything in it, but they had awarded, they've been emptying that manhole on 6th Street right there a couple of times a week. And there's a pipe that's flattened between 5th and 6th that has caused that backflow when it fills up, where the bottom museum service line is at the bottom of the hierarchy. So we got that water in there. So they made an emergency motion to fix that alleyway. So that should fix that issue.
Okay, good.
But Clay and Dee Dee and them got in there and they pulled water up for several hours. So
And that's,
appreciated to them, and they did a good job.
and that's happened before in the past.
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah.
It's happened for years.
Okay, hopefully they'll get that fixed then.
So I learned at the,
I was gonna say they've taken steps in the past, like they've raised and sealed. They think it's some of it's from the drainage that comes from our gutter that's right there by that door, but they raised that and sealed it, and this should be the last step.
Good.
I learned at the conference we just got back from that we have permission to dig through the trash that we pick up on our county roads to find out who owns it so that I can take some action.
Right.
So that is something I did yesterday. And oh Lord, this is gonna be crazy, but it's good. I found out who owned that trash and went to them and told them
Stop dumping their
well,
trash.
they're not only picking up the trash that they dumped, but they're going to pick up that whole strip for me, or I would cite them, or have someone cite them. I can't cite them, but I would have someone cite them. So they're doing
Makes your
that.
job easier, huh, Jerry?
Now that I've learned that well, I was telling Chris and Ben that I'd pick up the couches and stuff.
Right.
And I learned I don't have to do that. That if I can find who dropped it off, then we can have them do it or get fined.
Yeah, I'm planning to meet with you and Blake about that, because Ector County does an incredible job of their environmental clean out. That when they catch people doing that, they say you're either going to jail or you're going to clean 10 tons of trash up. I mean, you can guess which one they normally do. And they fund it. I mean, I'll tell you about it more after this, but it's a really cool thing. I haven't cited anybody.
Yeah,
it was weird. I just happened
Maybe
to
they
drive
should have
through
worked
there.
on that inside the city.
Yeah.
There was more trash in that town. It was awful.
Well, it was kind of
There's
neat.
a
I got to
wind
get better
blows
gloves.
500 miles an
Lord.
hour every day.
Yeah.
Better gloves will be needed in my truck on a regular basis.
Yes. Lots of hand sanitizer.
My little cotton gloves did not work out too well.
Okay, anything else on 22? No. All right, item 23 is consider and or approve struck off tax properties or tax deeds. Now, Brenda gave me a bunch of new ones today, so we can look at them. If y'all are comfortable with that, based on the information we have, we can take care of those too. But they haven't, I don't think, gone out to anyone.
I got two last week that
Okay, well, maybe
looked
she did send them out.
I've
So
got 9, I think.
well, they're probably all yours then, Bill. Okay, all right, let's start with, okay, we have one that was, it was just it wasn't really a counter, it was just a name change and a bid change.
Yeah.
It was rejected by PSP originally. We had approved it originally. It was 019 Road, Sanford, Texas. And there was a name change on it. I believe it was Charlotte Lukingbill, and the Kyler Sutton is a new name, I think. And so the bid was $1,500 on that. We had originally accepted the original bid, but PSP rejected it. So if y'all are okay, we can probably just approve.
And
Did they ever give a reason why they rejected it? Like,
Well, it's my understanding that PSP kind of has a, like per lot, they would like to get 250. That's my understanding. I don't know if that's accurate, but,
One,
three on one and no, one,
5 on this
two,
one.
three on one and there, yeah, 5 on the other one.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them that are the exact same. We had originally accepted the bids, PSP rejected, so they've resubmitted it to us with the name change and a bid change.
I just went out there and double checked, and that's the area I found the trash in. So, but I moved to accept the bid at $1,500 for Charlotte.
Looking Bill
Looking
and
Bill and
Kyler Sutton.
Kyler Sutton.
And can we go ahead and include in that motion the other one also?
Yes.
Which is they submitted an offer of 2,750 on it for those 4 or 5 lots.
Just include that one in there.
Okay, because they were basically just name changes and bid
And I'll
changes.
second it.
Okay. Motion and second. Any further discussion on those 2? All in favor? Okay. All right, the next one is 0 Fairway Drive in Borger. Submitting an offer of $200 has been made by Ma Susana Dina. Taxes haven't been paid since 2007. It was struck off 2015 and appraised at $1,870. So there's one lot at $200. Is that yours, Ben?
Yeah,
Okay.
but there's actually 4 lots there. She made a separate bid on
Oh,
each
there's
one of
4
those.
different
Yeah.
bids. Okay.
There's 4 lots and they're all adjoined. But
Okay.
She just did them separately. It's lots 13 through 16.
Right. 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, you're right.
She submitted a bid for $200 a lot, and they're pretty good, clean lots, buildable lots.
In the golf course edition, is that where that is?
Yes. And there's not much trash, no buildings on them or anything. They're usable lots. These 4 lots, do you need a separate motion on each one of these, or we can just include them all?
Jan?
I can do them all if you want to.
Okay, I think one motion for all 4 lots since it's the same person.
I'd make a motion to accept $200 per lot on lots 13 through 16 in Block 2, Golf Course Unit 1 from Susana Dina.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay.
You're too slow.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is, you probably don't have any of these, Jan. 114, 116, 118, 120 Eagle Lane in Borger.
Yeah.
So lots 8 through 11. Submitting an offer of $50 per lot with a total of $200 has been made by Ian Larson from Fritch. These properties were, taxes haven't been paid since 2007 and were struck off 2015. The appraisal district appraised these properties at $1,870 per lot. So they're offering $50 per lot.
This is in Golf Course also,
Yes.
and they're about the same lots as them last ones. They're good buildable lots, and there's not any trash or anything on them. No buildings.
So it's in the same area.
It's the same area, and I think I feel like we should counter that at $200 too, because they're very comparable to the other ones.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you.
On those 4, let's see. Yeah, those right back to your left.
Was that your motion, Ben?
Just a minute. Yeah, that's the 4 lots up there.
Okay.
And I'll make a motion to counter the offer at $200 per lot for lots 8 through 11, Block 6, Unit 1, Golf Course from Ian Larson.
I'll second that.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I just realized
Thank you.
I have to abstain because he works with me on the EDC.
Oh.
When you said
Okay.
the name again, I was like, oh, I know him. Sorry.
Oh, Ian Larson.
Yeah,
He's on.
he's on the EDC board.
He's on. He made offers of 4 more.
All right, the next one is South Wilhelm Avenue in Stinnett, submitting an offer of 100 has been made by Ian Larson. Taxes haven't been paid since 95. It was struck off in 2015 and appraised at $5,880.
These are just to the north of Beagle Steam Service, right off Highway 152. There's them, all them buildings right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there it is.
And they're just old junk buildings that need to be torn down. Cleanup is going to be pretty.
Ugh.
Yeah, those buildings
Oh.
there. And they're pretty bad shape.
Yeah. So he's submitting a bid of $100.
Yeah, for the cleanup, I think that's okay. I'd make a motion to accept the bid of $100 from Ian Larson, lots 10 through 14, block 48, original town site of Stinnett.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
One abstain.
All right, the next one is lots 15 through 18, block 48 in Stinnett. Location is 1201 Wilhelm. Submitting an offer of $100 has been made by Ian Larson. Taxes haven't been paid since 2005. It was struck off 2017 and appraised at $21,830.
That adjoins some lots from the buildings right there. It's just on the north side of the buildings we just approved. And actually, in person, it looks worse than that.
Yeah, it shows a house.
Yeah, it's that house right there.
Oh, and that thing
That's
really
it.
looks worse than it actually does.
Yeah, and that yard is just full of trash stuff being hauled off.
Okay.
And it's all cleanup work.
Where you see that? Oh, I never noticed that.
Yeah, it's worse looking than that. So because of the cleanup, I'd make a motion to accept the $100 offer.
Hopefully he will clean it up.
Yeah, for lots 15 through 18, block 48, original town site of Stinnett, from Ian Larson.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
That car looks a little bitty.
All
And that view looks like a little egg.
right, the next one is lots 13 through 16, 826 Clark. Submitting an offer of $50 has been made by Ian Larson. Taxes haven't been paid since 2012. It was struck off in 2018 and appraised at $3,600.
They're fairly clean lots also. There's a little bit
So
of.
$50 for all of those lots, 13, 14, 15, 16?
Yes, and that needs to be counted because they're pretty nice lots. I think to the other way. That's not it either.
$826.
I'm not sure where you're at. There's a house to the north of them.
These right here, you think?
Yeah, it's right next to Ninth. Let's see, I think that's Ninth and Clark.
Oh, is it right there?
That one there, Ninth and Clark.
Right there?
Ninth and yes.
Maybe that trailer's gone since
Yeah,
that was
well,
8
that
years
trailer's
ago.
not on it, it's across the alley. I'm not sure that's it anyway. Yeah, it's Clark and Ninth, it'll be in the,
This is Ninth here.
if that's Ninth, it'll be in the northwest corner of that intersection.
That's gotta be it right there.
Yeah, that must be it right there.
So is there anything, what's across the street? Are there buildable lots?
These are buildable lots,
Uh-huh.
yes, yeah, they're pretty decent lots.
So there's a decent house across the street.
Yeah. Yeah, the back, keep going. Those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. There's just a few,
Did your head go like that?
there's a few trees that's been tore down there to be hauled off, but there's nothing else on them. They're buildable lots. And so,
Do you have a,
I think, the 250 per lot sounds
250 per
reasonable.
lot?
I think
counter?
so. I'd say, there's 13 through 16, 4 lots.
Okay.
So I'd make a motion to counter at 250 per lot for lots 13 through 16, block 92, original town site of Stinnett, which is 826 Clark.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, the next one is Zero Camino Real, Stinnett, Texas. And there's 58 lots, 58, 59, 60, well, 58 through 63. I'm not saying all that. Submitting an offer of $50 has been made by Ian Larson. Taxes haven't been paid since 87. They were struck off to the entities April the 20th of 2009 and appraised at $2,270.
That's in,
Zero Camino, Camino Real. It's in that Retreat del Plano,
you said Stinnett?
Sanford.
Oh, okay.
Well, it says Stinnett.
You were going, I missed
It's
that
not
one.
in Stinnett.
It says Stinnett on here, so that should be Sanford.
Must be Sanford.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
I
that
didn't-
Retreat del, well, no, that's actually, the address is Stinnett, but it's really in Sanford. But I think the address is Stinnett.
Huh.
I think. I don't know. I'll check with Brenda for sure on that one. But
Sanford, not in Bogey.
probably Bugby. Retreat del Plano. Where is that? We've had lots there before. Do you remember, Jen? I remember that.
Bugby sure is what, right?
Yeah, I don't know anything about this
I
one.
don't either.
It's
I didn't get it.
Zero Camino, Camino, Real, Real. Camino, and then Real, Real.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's in California.
No wonder.
Must not be much on it.
What if you put in that Retreat del Plano? Where does it pull that up at? It's RETRETA, and then Del, DEL, and then Plano, PLANO. Hutchinson County. Well, okay, well, let me show you the picture. Submitting an offer for lots 58 through 63, Retreat del Plano, just outside of Bugby, Texas. Hutchinson County. So the picture looks like this. Y'all can, I think there might be one other. No, the back one's just the good information.
Open up.
If you put in that Retreat del Plano Bugby, what does that help?
There's 5 lots there.
Yeah, it's 5 lots, man. 5 lots are 90.
No.
And their offer was what?
$50.
Per lot.
No, it just says $50
Oh.
for all those lots.
That doesn't sound quite
Y'all
right.
wanna table this one
Probably need to look
and
at
get
that.
some more info?
Mhm.
Probably so.
I would love to say stuff, but I can't.
Well, you can go check this out.
I can go check it
And
out.
maybe take your fishing pole out there because it seems like it might be close to good fishing. So if y'all are okay with tabling that, I need a motion.
A motion to table that,
This property.
this property.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
Okay, motion and second. We'll let Dwight check that out, get a better location and some eyes on it, and then we'll take it back up at next meeting if that's all
Would
right.
I be
Sounds good.
legally able to look at it since I'm
Yeah, you
abstaining
just
from it?
give us the information. Yeah.
Okay.
Objective information.
We won't
Okay,
let you vote.
all in favor? Did we get a motion and a second?
We did have a motion.
Okay. All in favor? Okay. Put that up there. All right, and let's see. I have two more. Okay, Zero Princesa Villa. Seems like it might also be in Retreat Del Plano. And Ian Larson and $50. Much of the same information and the same picture, the same look. So
Mm.
do you want to table these two till we can get some additional information? You want
So,
Yeah.
to include that in your original motion to table both?
yeah, let's just table both of these properties until.
We get more information?
More information.
The other one's not there too, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. So all in favor of tabling both? Okay. All right, the final property is Highway 152 Stinnett, lot 13, one lot, in Searcy Pleasant View edition of the city of Stinnett. Submitting an offer of $50 has been made by Ian Larson. Taxes haven't been paid since 93. It was struck off 2016 and appraised at $3,000.
That is right on the east side of Service Drilling's yard on 152.
That's some nice land right there. And that's just my opinion.
That's okay. It's a triangle lot. Come
Right
back
there?
here, right? No, the other way. Right in front of that house right there, there's an alley that runs real crooked.
This alley.
That road right there runs on down. It continues all the way to that little trail road.
Mm-hmm.
Go the other way. Okay, it runs on down. It's not even there, but it runs on down. That alleyway does and ties into highway down there. Let's see, I got a map there.
And there's a little triangle right there.
Yeah, just see, this is Highway 152,
Uh-huh.
and there's a little triangle that sits right there and there's an alley that's not even on the map. And there's a pipeline alleyway. You see this little triangle here. This is the highway. And the Service Drilling's yard is over here.
Is it buildable or?
It's a very small triangle lot, and I suppose it's buildable, but it's probably not much of a house.
No, but what about a commercial building?
Possible. It just couldn't be very big.
Right.
But it is a very nice, clean lot. It's a good lot. It's just kind of odd shaped. So, okay, right there. Just turn around to the left a little bit more. It's setting right there. There's an alleyway.
Uh-huh.
You see that riser
Yes.
out there? That's actually where the alley's supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no alley. So it's kind of setting right there,
Hmm.
right kind of in front of the house.
Who owns that house? Do you know, Ben?
I don't know whose house that is, but yeah, I think that should be more than $50.
Okay.
And I think it's just one lot. It's lot 13, so
Yeah.
it's not very big. So I think we could counter that at $250 a lot also. I'd make a motion to counter $250 for lot 13, block 3, Searcy, Pleasant View, from
Okay.
Ian Larson.
Motion and second for that counter offer. Any further discussion? All in favor? Done. Anybody have anything else? Meeting adjourned.
Yeah.